Hey, welcome back to the Old Vinyl Village Garage. Doors open, spring is sprung, neighbors getting a new roof, making a lot of noise, but so do we. And this is your first time stopping by, thanks for hitting the old play button. And what we're going to do here today is going to get into $17,000 car sitting here beside me, right? Well, is that really worth $17,000, you may be asking yourself? Well, maybe, maybe not. But here's what we've done. A lot of work to this car. It doesn't look like it, maybe, but just about every panel has had some kind of repair, replacement, or something done to it. Complete drivetrain underneath the hood. Got a lot of work done. So I figured it was time to do another price update here for you, because that was the point of this series. How much does it cost to restore a car like this in your two-car garage at home? Knowing that obviously you're going to absorb the cost on the labor because you're doing it yourself, but you're still got parts and materials involved in building these cars. And I tell you, inflation, I hate that word, but it's a reality. This stuff's costing a little bit more than it used to. I would think to the point where I'm at with this car right now, I probably could have got here for $12,000 to $13,000. Well, you already know the clue, $17,000 sitting right here. Was it worth it? Let me show you everything we've got complete, and you make the call. Let's start right here. 388 hours. What you see here, that's how many hours invested in restoring this car so far. Now, so it doesn't reflect anything with a cost. That's just donating my time into the car here. And speaking of donations, thank you for all these little goodies you guys have been sending in. I definitely appreciate that. But here's what we got. So donating to the cause, a little over an hour a day can get you a car looking like this. Now, what all has that bought you? Of course, you know, $17,000 in cash, but let's go over this car. Now, those of you guys who've seen this thing from the very beginning, you know this thing had a rusted out fender, rusted out hole, damaged door, toasted rear quarter panels. Surprisingly, the roof is the original sheet metal and is a vinyl top car in really fantastic shape. We did a complete one-piece floor pan, seat braces here, rear frame rails, trunk floor, complete quarter panels. Did not do anything with the filler panel because I still have the studs here for the vinyl top. New trunk lid because the original was kind of bad. I added a spoiler to this, but check this thing out. I've been sanding on it, just blocking out of the box. And look at this thing. It's, I don't know. I'm going to get it straight, but man, I'm just not super happy with this thing. Is this normal? Someone let me know if you guys ever put these on your cars and had to fight that to get it straight. I don't know. Maybe it's just bum luck. Reconditioned 14x7, not the 6-inch, but 7-inch wide Pontiac rallies, which would be correct for the Firebirds. Then we'll get inside the car. A little something else we've done here. Check that out. Nice, pretty autumn bronze dash. Giving away some clues and custom touches, but I really began to like the look of that. If you see what's poking underneath the dash here, that's our vintage air kit. Went ahead, did a vintage air update, so that's about a $2,000 upgrade now. That stuff's gotten expensive, but almost a must when cruising this car. It's going to spend some of its life, in Florida. We got the heater controls all mounted up. We got that all dialed in and calibrated, so that's a large chunk of the money. And we'll show you a little something here underneath the hood. And what we have underneath here is a whole bunch of plastic. Now, I've got the plastic covering everything up while doing all the body work, but what we have is it's just a Pontiac 350. Now, mind you, that's what this car was originally configured with from the factory anyway, and this has been rebuilt. A little bit of a mild cam, similar to the 06-8 cam, so it has a little bit of a low pedal, and it should have good drivability. Went ahead and did like power brake upgrade, including disc brakes. We also add that into the equation. Of course, here's our air conditioning components here, all plugged in, wired in, and ready to go. And what's hiding behind behind the engine is a turbo 350 that was rebuilt, updated for a few upgrades, but nice rebuilt transmission. So of course, all new control arm bushings, ball joints, tie rod ends, suspension completely overhauled, all brand new. So that's going to add up some more of the monies. Then underneath the car, let's see if I can get you a good picture. All right, what we have going on underneath the car besides a bunch of sanding dust is the underbody is just as nice, if not nicer, than the top side. Brand new factory style exhaust, all tucked up nice and tight underneath the underbody. Rear axle is the original axle, but just cleaned up and repainted. And new leaf springs here in the back. That's all dialed in, but it's kind of course, we got, I think, a chrome transmission pan. That gets you home kind of stuff, but looking really good. Couple more thoughts here. What you have here behind us now basically is a rust-free body shell. 80% of the body work done, maybe a little more. Really close to getting ready to paint. Brand new engine, transmission, suspension, tires, brakes, exhaust, working air conditioning. Obviously, this car does run and it will drive. So $17,000 in parts. If you were to take this to a repair facility or restoration shop, well, they're going to charge you all these parts plus a markup. They may hit $25,000, $30,000 depending on their parts matrix, or maybe they would have cut some corners and maybe not replaced some of the pieces that should have been done. to save a few bucks. Well, save a few bucks, make them more money. I'm not sure how to do it. That's why I like building these cars myself and getting my hands dirty, like my buddy Louie says. There's nothing better than the feeling of taking a car that's been neglected or your old car and bringing it back to life. Do as much as you can. Maybe you can't do everything, but get as much as you can done. If you do take it to a repair shop, you're going to save a lot of money, and you know exactly what you got when you take it there too, just the same. Because you do some math here, 388 hours times whatever a shop rate is, add up the parts, you may have $50,000-$60,000 if you were to pay someone to get a car just to this point. So doing that math, $17,000 sounds pretty good. Not to mention, I've only invested a little over an hour a day of my life to bring this car back to this point. Because you saw it from the very beginning. If you guys have seen this thing from the word go, it was bad. It wasn't the worst car I ever messed with, but she needed some love. But man, I tell you what, really starting to come together. That was the point of this series. I agreed to build this car just to produce all these videos of building a car from beginning to end. I didn't need to do the car, but I really thought it had a lot of great benefits to help first-time restoration guys out or trying to do it in a two-car garage. Fill in some of the blanks to encourage you to get out there and save your dreams, get your hands dirty, have some fun bringing these cars back to life. So I just wanted to get you updated. It's been right at a year. Surprise, surprise. Really moving right along. Time flies. We're having fun. Hoping to get this thing wrapped up here maybe midsummer. We'll see. Maybe I'm wishful thinking, but I don't want to cut corners or skip anything. Attention to detail is what I like to do and really bring these cars to a nice level or super clean shape. So I've rambled on enough. Got plenty more videos coming your way on the Great Pumpkin Restoration, coming back out to you as soon as I can get them out there. But nonetheless, I'm going to enjoy that orange Mountain Dew, a little bit of sunshine from my spring-like weather, get back to wrenching, grab the camera, and we'll see you guys then.